Today on the Tom Kelly Show podcast, I am going to be testing the DJI Mic. I will include the link or the product link to this in the book, DJI Mic. It's, I know what I'm doing wrong already.
The Tom Kelly Show. Everybody, I want you to go to the Tom Kelly Show. I want you all to know about the Tom Kelly Show.
Here we go. Trigger warning, spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen. This is a test show of certain things. I'm actually trying out some new equipment, and you are experiencing the Tom Kelly Show. I wish I had a second camera ready to show off what I'm doing. I'm trying the DJI Osmo Mobile 6 Gimbal, and it has all this little facial technology stuff, and I'm also using a wireless microphone. The wireless microphone seems to be doing better things for me than this wireless gimbal, and I'll get into why I'm doing all this stuff in a second. But yeah, so you're experiencing the Tom Kelly Show. This is the podcast where the offbeat come to meet. This is the podcast where Tom Kelly owns his midlife crisis. This is the podcast where Tom Kelly talks about things that he just feels like talking about, because God knows there aren't enough podcasts doing that. So I'm trying something new. As the technology gets smaller, and literally any idiot can have a podcast. Excuse me, do you guys have a podcast? No, they don't. But anybody could have a podcast, okay? And the reason why, basically I bought a microphone that has 2 inputs, goes straight to the camera, and maybe that way I can do mobile interviews. And again, everybody has a, ma'am, do you have a podcast? I don't think she does. But the gimmick of this is, instead of bringing strangers into my apartment, which I kind of enjoy, but also could be a little bit weird, I could also maybe potentially do a podcast like this. So I bought the DJI thingamanooch for a wireless mic, and then I bought essentially a $150 selfie stick, because that way it supposedly tracks my face. Look at that, like it's moving, I'm moving, and it's still following my face. It supposedly has an extension that I can't find. But the hope for this thing is that maybe I can have more ambitious people on the show as I play with the format of the Tom Kelly Show. I hope that's a lot. Today's question of the today's question of the day: what are the arguments that are not really arguments? We will discuss that. What else will we talk about? Plugs. Go listen to the podcast I did last week with Charles in Charge's, Baywatch's, and actress and producer Nicole Eggert, 80s star Nicole Eggert, mom Nicole Eggert. If you're into the podcast where I talk to successful people who are trying to find what's next in their lives, that's a great episode, ladies and gentlemen. I really want coffee, but I have to catch a train. By the way, that's the Bluestone coffee. That's for when I deserve a treat. Not for everyday usage, people. Not for everyday usage. So anyway, here we go. We're walking to the subway, and the question that our friend Dan Brassam, a man I work with at iHeartRadio, he asked the question: are there just some universal we're having a fight questions, and are they really like I have a fight questions? The big one he asked was over or under on the toilet paper roll. And frankly, I noticed I seem to do under, but for me, my big toilet paper question is, do I have enough? Do I have enough to cover a big poop? But over or under, is anybody really getting divorced over or under on their toilet paper? Ma'am, over or under on the toilet paper? She's doing stuff, that's okay. But you get what I'm saying, people, over or under. I have a list, but let's see if I can catch the train first. We're gonna take the train, we're gonna ride on the subway and see if this works on the subway. So again, previous podcasts, go listen to the podcast I did with Nicole Eggert. Ooh, we're gonna make a train. No, yeah, well, we're going to make a train, but there's a man sitting right there. Thank you. But the guy was sitting, you missed it, but there was a man sitting there, but he looked like a real man having trouble sitting, having a bad day. So you're now experiencing Tom Kelly missing a subway. Machine, there you go, come on, tracking machine. And I just stood right next to a subway. How did that sound? Tom Kelly standing right next to a train. So, let's start the podcast over. What do you say? Again, this is a throwaway show. This is a test show. I am testing a new selfie stick that is really wandering and not centering my face. Like I'm holding it right here. Come on, follow my face, follow my face. There you go. I'm testing the DJI Osmo on the subway, begging to get mugged, but that's another story. And what are the podcast questions we have for today? Stand-up comedy. I'm doing a show at Governor's September 29th, and I want to see if my internet success will help fill a 90-person room. If you want to come see me, that's the night to come see me. I have yet to book any opening acts or partners for the show yet. What else is going on in my life? Stand-up September 29th. Oh, the fights we have that are not really fights. Great question for the world is, do people really care about over or under for toilet paper? Excuse me, I'm on a podcast right now. Can I ask you a quick question? Over or under for toilet paper? Do you really care? Oh, you don't understand that? Gotcha. Yeah, like with the toilet paper roll, does the toilet paper go this way or this way? This way. Where are you from?
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. See, not a big issue in the Czech Republic. You don't care. Like, people don't fight over that there, right? Yeah, people don't care. They got bigger things to worry about in the Czech Republic. Again, the motor and auto tracking software on this. What happened to AI? What happened to Big Brother? God damn it, machine. Come on. There we go. There we go. And now I'm in a subway train with no air conditioning. I'm in a train full of people who are all praying for death, ladies and gentlemen. But the nice thing, can I ask you a question real quick? Do you really care about, I'm a comedian, I'm very successful.
I don't speak English.
Nobody's speaking English today, damn it, okay. Nobody's speaking, ma'am, do you have a second? I'm a very successful comedian. Do you have a question? Can I ask you one question? And it's a polite question, I promise. Do you know the, I know, well, see, and that's the complaint. There's a lady with me, we're trying to make this auto tracking software work. I'm annoying people around me, but hang on, how do I turn off the auto tracking? So I'm trying a new machine here, it's not working. Nope. Wait, other button. And nope, that didn't work either. So real quick, ma'am, there we go, there's our faces. Do you really care about over, or you're married? Are you married?
Not married.
Not married. In your relationships, do you really care about over or under for toilet paper? Do you even know what I'm talking about? Over or under? See, that's a fake fight. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about over or under. Thank you for your time, ma'am. That was a lot of energy to get a I don't care. And now that this whole thing, now, folks, if you are watching the YouTube version of this, this is a disaster. It's now shooting the roof of the subway, and I can't turn the camera off. I'm refusing to stop recording. There we go. I'm now working a trigger, tilting down, and hopefully I'm in manual mode now. Let's see, manual mode. Oh, it's still, so I don't know how to turn off this automatic face tracking that's not working, and I swear I'll get out of your way, sir. There you go. So there you go. Over or under, not a fight. Now, Tom Kelly, reading some of your responses. Because I'm using the camera as a phone, or the phone as a camera, I have to resort to old-fashioned printing to see if this works. So fights that are not really fights in people's families, okay? Fights that are not really fights. Again, on a train, using new equipment to see if this works. And whoop, there we go, whoop, there we go. Using new equipment to try to see if I can take a good selfie style video blog. And right now, I am probably going to B&H to return this selfie stick. So fights that are not really fights. Dumb arguments that are just pretend. Pineapple on pizza. Do people really care that there's pineapple on pizza? I mean, there's all these people who are like, I'm Italian. You don't put pineapple on pizza. No way, man. Hey. That was the worst Italian accent. That was the worst Italian and New York accent. Switching into a different subway car, by the way, hoping for air conditioning. Oh, thank and praise Jesus. Excuse me for 1 second. Praise be Jesus. There we go. Tom Kelly on a subway car with air conditioning, reading your answers to the question, what are some fake fights? What are the fake fights in your life? By the way, again, I'm doing this podcast to test the equipment to see if the microphone works in different environments. We've tried a street, we have tried a subway stop, we have tried a car with no air conditioning, and we've tried a car with air conditioning. Anyway, we're having fun. Here we go. Fights that are not really fights. Pineapple on pizza. Does anybody really care? Anybody ever get divorced over pineapple on pizza? Is a hot dog a sandwich? No, it's a hot dog. That's different. A hot dog is not a sandwich. A hot dog is a hot dog. My friend Alex says the weather. I don't know if the weather's something people fight over, Alex, but it is a very basic and generic form of conversation. What else do we have here on the list? Politics. That's not what I'm talking about. But politics is dumb. But politics is not the universal dumb thing. Our friend Craig, who I have not talked to in a while. I have a funny story about how I met Craig with a Q. What day of the week is it? Have you ever gotten into a dumb fight over what day of the week is it? I have on Mondays. I actually did yesterday. That's a whole other thing. How to make a peanut butter sandwich, says Robbie. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Do you put the peanut butter on first or the jelly first? Very good question, Robbie. Very good question. Sauce versus gravy. Okay, that's a new fight. Okay, again, this thing says it's tracking my face, but it's not. Sauce versus gravy. I don't know anybody. Apparently, it's more of a New Jersey thing. My friend Elaine Mulhall does it, and it's something they'll do on The Sopranos. That's very Sopranos-ease. We don't call tomato sauce, it's the Sunday gravy. Again, by the way, put $1 in the douche jar for every time I do an Italian accent. That is not good. I also love that nobody is asking me what the hell I'm doing. That's how crazy these mobile phones have gotten, and this mobile technology is. They're like, yeah, just don't put me in your little show and we'll all be fine. Next one. Always fun to do. Over, under, and whatever. How busy your kids are. How much does gas cost? See, those are more basic conversations. Android versus iPhone. As I record this on the day with the new iPhone getting released. Is the new iPhone a thing? That's a really good conversation. Android versus iPhone. I've seen people get into like very passionate fights over whether or not they use an Android or an iPhone. I have not seen people get into the over-under fight. The over-under on the toilet paper thing I've seen too. And then fantasy football teams, people are very passionate. I've also noticed another stupid fight. Everybody seems to be very mean to New York Jets fans. I get it. Jets fans deserve it. But the Jets fans, they won a game after their star quarterback, who they're paying way too much money for, got hurt in like the first 3 minutes. So they deserve a win this week. Be nice to your Jets fans. Let's see. Let's pause for a minute and just see how this is all working. All right, now I'm riding on the Long Island Railroad. I'm talking in a low whisper voice, just trying to see if this works here. So let's just end the podcast here so I don't freak out my neighbors. Show love where love can be shown. Thank you for everybody who keeps sharing my Instagram posts. I'm going to be Instagram heavy a bit late for the next little bit because I'm just trying to figure out things. And most importantly, guys, show love where love can be shown. We have a couple of good conversations going on in the Tom Kelly secret Facebook group. Quick special shout outs to Mailman Fred, who just shared the Nicole Eggert podcast on Instagram. Special shout outs to Ryan Prost, to Dan and Andrew Tavani for all saying they listened to the Nicole Eggert show. And most importantly, Magic Mirror Time, I see you. I'm going to throw this up tonight, and we'll see where this goes tomorrow and the next couple of days. But guaranteed new episodes every Monday and Wednesday. Good night, Long Island Railroad.